us waste our precious life doing things we don't like, to prove ourselves to people we don't respect, and to get things we don't want. And why do we do this? It's because ego. Ego leads to envy, and it rots the bones of people big and small. Most of us begin with a clear idea of what we want in life. We know what's important to us. The success we achieve, especially if it comes early or in abundance, puts us in an unusual place. Because now all of a sudden we're in a new place and have trouble keeping our bearings. And the farther you travel down this path of accomplishment, wherever it may be, whatever you may do, the more often you meet other successful people who make you feel insignificant. It doesn't matter how well you're doing, your ego and their accomplishments make you feel like nothing, just as others make them feel the same way. It's a cycle that goes on and on and on. While our brief time on earth, we're always gonna feel like this, the more we feed into our ego. So we unconsciously pick up the pace to keep up with others. But what if different people are running to different reasons? And that is the problem. So let's be clear here. Competitiveness is an important force that drives a lot of accomplishments, okay? Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. However, on an individual level, it's very critical that you know who you're competing with and why. Far too often, we look at other people and make their approval the standard we feel compelled to meet, and as a result, we squander our potential and our purpose. You need to decide what's truly important to you and take the steps to forsake the rest. Without this, success will never be pleasurable. And it's so easy for all of us to say, oh, if only I had this, I would then be happy. If only I had this car, I would then be happy. If only I... When you get into this mindset, you'll never be happy. Because let's say I had enough wealth to buy a BMW or an Audi. Even if I buy that car, there will always be a car that's nicer than that. And if I keep getting stuck in that mindset, I'll never be happy. I'll always tell myself, okay, I need this car now, I need this car now, or this new thing came out. Same thing with our wives. We want what we can and can't have. That's why a lot of people cheat. Ego leads to cheating. When a man cheats on his wife, he wants what he can't have. And you have to suppress that. You have to be happy and content with what you have. And I keep telling myself it's so difficult to actually get into that successful position and then say you still don't want that, because it's so easy to buy things that you think you want. So I might be saying this now, but who knows, maybe if I have an abundance of wealth, I'll buy that. Maybe I'll buy that Audi. But I'm saying maybe at that point in time I would want to, and I'm gonna be tested. Hopefully I can keep my Honda Civic for as long as I can, and hopefully just get another Honda Civic, because it's not about being able to have these things and impressing other people. It's about being able to afford these things and still choosing not to have it, or still choosing not to live with it. That is a true practice of the philosophy. So I hope one day I'll be able to do that. I can't be ignorant and just say that I'll do it right now, because it's so easy to talk, right? Your deeds speak louder than words. So I hope one day I'll be able to have that abundance and still say no, but we'll see. And that's so hard to do that on a level of success like that. Like, think about winning a championship in a sport. Your ego is gonna inflate you so high, and this is when your ego is the most dangerous. What I mean by this is, when you win a championship, people are labeling you as like the peak of greatness for your sport at that time. It's so easy for us at that position to say, yeah, I am at that level, you know, no one can F with me, I'm the peak right now. That reason, if you take that mindset, that is the reason to most players' downfall, and that's why a lot of them don't return to the championship. You know why? Because before they won the championship, they had a mindset of hard work, of pursuing excellence, of being disciplined, of waking up early, of doing this and that, and working as a team, whatever it is. Those traits got them to a championship. Now that you got to a championship, you're like, oh wow, I'm peak of greatness, I don't need to do these things anymore. That is when you fail. That is when you have your downfall. So you have to have respect for people like LeBron James, who go to the finals like 8 to 10 years in a row. I lost count. Or Steph Curry to like win 4 championships, because they had to humble themselves and work hard again to get back to that place. And this applies to everyone. This applies to your career. If you get promoted, you still have to humble yourself and say, you know what, this is not the end goal. I'm not gonna get comfortable. I'm not gonna be civilized. I'm gonna keep seeing what I can learn. A CEO, a truly successful CEO, will come into the business and still learn from the dishwasher as much as he would learn from another manager. because a truly successful person believes that they can learn from anybody. Any interaction they have, they should have the same respect. It's just about the mindset of always trying to learn, always trying to be better, and not letting your ego be your enemy. So decide what's important to you and how you going to maintain that importance for yourself. Just something I thought I'd share.